Hello, everyone, and welcome back to an episode of Talkin Tunes. It's the first one of 2026, and I have with me Trey Callaway. Thank you, Trey, for joining me. I appreciate it.
Hello, Stacey. How are you today?
I am doing great. Wonderful. Thank you for being our first guest back for our refreshed, I was going to say rebranded, but not really rebranded, just refreshed Route 66.
I am so honored to be here. Always good to hang out with a fellow North Carolinian.
Yes, that's right.
I
We
give you
are
special treatment because you're from North Carolina.
we're neighbors from right down the street. That's right. Not too far away from me. But you kind of deserted North Carolina and went to Nashville.
You know what? Well, I grew up in North Carolina and go back all the time. And then I lived in South Carolina. I lived in Myrtle Beach for about 6 years. So I kind of claim both of the Carolinas. If somebody asks me if I'm from South Carolina, I always kind of hesitate and go, because I played music down there for a long time before I moved to Nashville and did really hone my craft there before I came here. And so I kind of claim both of the Carolinas, but I love going back home. Every time I'm driving through the Black Mountains or driving through the Appalachian Mountains from Tennessee back to North Carolina, I always see that North Carolina sign and I always salute the North Carolina sign. It's always good to be back home.
I didn't know you lived in Myrtle Beach.
I did. I lived there so I was married once before. My ex-wife and I moved to Myrtle Beach right after our son was born. And he lived there for a while, and we lived there for a while. And when we split, she moved back to Charlotte, and I stayed in Myrtle Beach. And I played there for about 6 or 7 years. All of those clubs down the whole Grand Strand, from Carolina Beach all the way down to Pawleys Island. I was playing, even into Charleston. I played some gigs in Charleston. So I was. That's where I really came into my own as a country artist before I moved to Nashville.
You probably know my cousin then, because he plays still in the Myrtle Beach area a bunch. You know Mark McKinney?
Mark McKinney is your cousin?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Really?
Yes, I know. You're thinking like she's not a Lumbee Indian. She does not
are
look the
you?
part, but yes, I am.
You look like you might be half Lumbee and half white though. Are you?
Yes, I am.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
really cool.
Yes, my
All
mom.
right. Well, I love you even more now. Wow. Okay.
Yes, Mark
So
is actually.
Mark and John are both great friends of mine. Like,
Yeah,
not just like music business buddies,
yeah.
like great buddies of mine.
Now, actually, Mark's wife is my cousin. So Mark
Okay.
is my cousin by marriage, but his wife is my cousin. Yeah.
Do you know John too? I
Yes.
see John.
Mhm.
Okay. Jonathan Locklear.
Yes.
That is so cool. Okay, and I've got a friend named Charlie Lowry. She's a singer. She just moved to Nashville too.
Yeah.
That
Lowry
is
is
so
my
great. All right,
family.
after we get off here, I'm going to text her and say, guess who I just talked to? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, you should interview her sometime.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've talked
Okay.
about it.
I'll
Yeah.
set that up. I'll set that up.
Yeah.
I will do my best to set that up.
Yep, we have talked about it. Yeah. So where they're from in Pembroke,
Yeah.
that's where my family's from.
Get out of here. That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, I feel
All
like
right.
I'm talking. I know I'm not blood to you guys. I'm not blood kin, but I feel like family to y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
Jonathan and Mark and Charlie now, because I haven't known Charlie as long as I've known Mark and John. I knew them when I moved down there. I mean, Jonathan's played several gigs with me. Mark and I have done gigs together, and so that's awesome. All right, cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was a
Yeah,
celebration around here the other week when we got our recognition. It was like, yes, it's about time.
very cool. Very
Yes.
cool.
All right. See, we're getting all off track again. All
Small
right.
world. No, well, the folks not from North Carolina don't understand. A lot of the Lumbee Indians live in that one town. They live right
Yep.
there, and they're all like super nice and super cool, and you just love being around them. So it's really
Yep.
cool. All right,
Yep.
awesome.
Awesome. All right. Yes. All right. Let's get back on your music. I'm going to let you go ahead and kick the show off with a song of your choice. Tell us about there it is. Okay. Before we start this, I got to ask this question since you just like held the guitar up like that.
Yeah,
You name your guitars.
I do. This one's name is this is my D28, right? Yes. I named each one, so I have a D28, and then I have a D18 that is right over there. It needs some work done too. The binding is coming off of it. That's this white part right here. It's kind of pulling off, so I need to get that fixed. So it's not in playing condition right now. But this one is named Edna, Edna, and that was my great grandmother's name.
Ah.
Edna, and then that one that needs work done is named Isla. Isla was my dad's mom's name, my grandma's name.
Okay.
So I named them both, yeah, and I've had several guitars. My first ever guitar was a black Esteban guitar. It was all black, and it had like pearl inlay, and I named it Lucy, if I'm not mistaken. And then I had one, and then I've got a new guitar that's in the case over there that's like my main road workhorse guitar now, because I don't take this one out very much.
Yeah.
But it's a brown road series, and I named it Coco. Because it's like a very nice brown, like a darker brown texture. And it's awesome. I love it. So,
I love it.
I do name my guitars. I 100% do. I don't think everybody does, but I mean, I'm the kind of guy that like, I named my truck.
Oh yeah, I named my car.
My truck is Old Smoky because it's a gunmetal gray Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
And I named it Old Smoky.
Oh,
and it's brand new. I bought it as the first new vehicle I've ever owned. And I still named it Old Smoky. So she's gonna grow into she'll grow into the name.
Oh yeah, she'll grow into it. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll grow. Now she's Young Smoky. We'll just call her Young Smoky now. So, but
yeah, I'm a namer too. I think that's so cool that you name your guitars. I love to ask people that question. Yeah, I'm a namer too. I name my car. I have a red Charger. Her name's Lucy.
I think it's what makes us human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's human. I think that's human nature. You know what I mean? Like my wife has a red Toyota RAV4, and she named it Scarlet because she's an Ohio State Buckeye fan. She's from Ohio.
Oh,
and she's a Buckeyes fan, so she named it Scarlet.
That's perfect. That matches, and it's red, so that makes sense.
Absolutely.
That's where Lucy came from for my car because I thought of Lucille Ball being redheaded.
Oh yeah,
my car's red.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. All right, cool.
I love Lucy. I love my car.
My grandmother watched I Love Lucy reruns like it was going out of style. I remember it very, very vividly. It was that and Bonanza and Gunsmoke and MASH. She would watch reruns of those 4 shows all the time. Wow. I miss my grandmother very much. I really do. Well, you want me to play this song?
Yeah.
All right, this is my new single. It just dropped. It's called Hank You. I didn't never go to college. I graduated high school and then said, I think I want to play music for a living. So I just decided to start being a honky-tonk man. So I always like to joke around and say that I went to Hank U. And I wrote this hook down and showed it to 2 buddies of mine, Kirsty Mana and Bill DeLuigi, who are 2 great songwriters in town. And we wrote this song called Hank U. And it goes like this right here. Well, my daddy taught me how to throw a knuckleball. My buddies taught me how to skip study home. Ever since I saw the light, just gotta preach. When it comes to country music, man, I cut my teeth and Hank You. Yeah, Hank You. Yes, son, I'm old school, nothing else to do. Till I learned to trade, I got the tools. Yeah, boy, I'm making and I'm breaking on them uptight rules. I got a hillbilly honky-tonk PhD from Hank U. Got my hillbilly honky-tonk PhD at Hank U.
I love it. I think that song is so fun. I think it is. We were talking a little bit before we started the recording, and didn't you said you wasn't even sure if you wanted to record it?
I wasn't. Well, I just loved the song, but I was like, it's not a love song. It's not a heartbreak song. It's not, a lot of country music tropes. It's just a song about me as a person and my honest to God feelings. I remember when my buddies were from high school were going to frat parties. I was going down to Bradenton, Florida to play at Joyland with my band, and it was I always kind of felt like I had missed something with college, the frat lifestyle or the party lifestyle or the, you know, the higher learning, the life experience, but I wouldn't trade anything in the world for the experiences and the stories that I've got. I wouldn't trade anything in the world for that. So I didn't want to record the song. I know I went off on a tangent, but I was a little hesitant. But the songs that are always honest to you are the ones that always end up doing well. And I've been proven wrong a couple of times in my career with songs, and I always love being proven wrong when it's like that. I always love to be like, man, I was wrong about this one, because people are loving it. They're really loving it.
Yeah, well, I think I mean, people are going to love it anyway, but I think you picked the perfect timing to drop it because, you know, we're just after the holidays. A lot of people are in their winter blues, and we need a pick-me-up.
Absolutely.
And that is definitely a pick-me-up song.
Well, thank you very much. This is starting to happen more and more, but almost every single show that I play now, somebody requests it.
Yeah.
People come up and holler, hey, play Thank You.
Yeah.
And I mean, even when it hadn't dropped yet, like before it had even come out, people were just seeing the clips that we were posting of the song, and they were requesting it. So, I mean, to me, that's crazy. And I know that playing a song live is the ultimate test of, like, is this a good song or not? So,
absolutely.
But that's how I always know, like the song I put out, She Don't Break It, for example. That song always does well live. Always. So, yeah, I'm super excited about it, man. I can't wait to see where the song goes.
Yeah, well, it just recently dropped, and it is part of an album that you have coming up, correct?
It is. We don't have a name for the album yet. People keep asking me, and I keep saying, I don't know. The reason was there was going to be a song that I was going to record, and it was going to be the title of the album. And it ended up getting left on the chopping room floor, and it's so sad because I love the song. But I'm getting to the place in my career where I've got so many songs now. Mm-hmm. And it's a good problem to have, but you can't record every single song that you write, even if it's one that you really want to record. We're probably going to end up recording that song at a later time, and that will be the name of another album. Potentially this one I'm working on now.
Yeah.
But we don't know what it's going to be called. We might call it Thank You. Who knows?
Maybe. What is your process? Two-part question here. What is your process for choosing songs that go on an album? Mm-hmm. And then how do you choose the title for the album?
That's a great question. So I guess that it would have to go down to, like, if a song, I have a team that I work with, so their input really matters to me. I listen to everybody around me and say, you know, what songs do you think we should do? Whether it's producer or manager or, you know, friends. I ask my friends what they think. I try to do a lot of I call it market research. I mean, it's more or less just me asking my buddies what they want to do, what they think I should do. But if I'm really dead set in love with a song, I'll really, really, really fight for it. So it's kind of a mix between, if something is like really tugging at my heart, I'll do it. If I really got a good feeling about it, I'll do it. And then sometimes, like with Thank You, I have to be talked into it. And then I'm so glad that I listen. I would say that one of my character strengths is that I am good at listening to people around me who know more about something than I do. I don't think I know everything.
Right.
I haven't. Maybe I used to think I know everything, but then I found out real quick that I don't. I'm glad that I'm able to kind of take a step back, check my ego, keep my ego in check, and say, no, you're right. This is cool. And it was the same way with Make That Move, the last single, and I think that was the first one that we talked about when I was here with you the first time. The same thing. I wasn't sure about that one because it was so different. It was so funky and so poppy, and it was not anything like anything I'd done before. But anybody that knows me personally, I like all kinds of music. Do I love country music the most? Yes. Country music is my favorite kind of music. I love honky-tonk, boot stomping, country music. I love steel guitar and fiddle and tear in my beard crying country music all day long. I'll sing that stuff all day long. But my mom and my dad exposed me to so much kind of music growing up. It was Randy Travis, and then it was Huey Lewis and the News, and then it was Duran Duran, and then I'd ride in the truck with my dad, and it would be Bon Jovi and Metallica, and my mom would listen to Earth, Wind and Fire and the Bee Gees and Ozzy Osbourne, and so I have this, and Michael Jackson and Prince, and so I've got all of this great music that has influenced me in my life that I absolutely love. Like, when you come see a show of ours, we did Billie Jean the other day. I mean, I sang Billie Jean up on stage, and we killed it. We killed it. My band killed it. I've never been afraid of anything funky. So I was just weary as a brand, as Trey Callaway, to put out a funky song, but it worked, you know?
Yeah.
And then with Hank U, we're going right back to that boot stomping, honky tonkin' country. We, you know, they say you're supposed to lock down a lane as an artist and stick to it, but I don't subscribe to that. I never have. That is a hill I'm willing to die on. I'm gonna make the kind of music that speaks to my soul.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there are certain artists that do need to stay in a specific lane because that's their voice, and that's just what their voice lends to.
Yeah.
But then there are artists that can have several, they can weave in and out of a lane.
Yeah.
And it works.
Well, I always joke around. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
I always joke around because when I was a kid, when I was a young kid, it was the pop punk stuff. It was the you know, Blink-182 was a little before my time, but it was like Green Day was still a big band. Asking Alexandria, Yellow Card. It was that pop punk type of stuff. So I always like to joke around and say that, you know, if I hadn't fallen in love with country music, I could have ended up being the front man of one of those pop punk bands. You know, the guys that sing like this all the time. You know, I could have ended up being that guy, but I'm glad I ended up being a country singer because it fits me as a person more.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize a lot of those guys in those rock bands are redneck dudes. They're country. They just like rock. They just like to play rock. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, one of my best friends, Justin Dilton, is the bass player for Three Doors Down. Yeah. But he plays country music when he does his solo stuff. He plays country because he's a country boy. He's from the Appalachian Mountains, and he's a cowboy. I mean, he's country. So it's, you know, it is what it is.
I mean, like, Kid Rock is a good example of that. I mean, you know, Kid Rock can sing the rockiest song ever.
He's such a good singer, underrated vocalist.
Exactly.
And I didn't believe it because I used to just not know a lot of his music. And then my buddy Andrew, God rest his soul, he passed on a couple years ago now, but my buddy Andrew took me to a Kid Rock concert.
Right.
And
Don't ever
Kid
take
Rock,
kids.
And Kid Rock comes out with their intro song. He would always go, "My name is Kid." And he hit that note and held that note for about 20 seconds.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, dude. And then the rest of from that moment on, that concert was 2 hours of just kick your ass for 2 hours. And it was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
This guy's legit. And so, I mean, Kid Rock, you're right. He's a prime example of a dude that can rap, he can sing heavy metal, and then he can sing country. And
a ballad like no other.
Yeah, I like Kid Rock. I've always been a big fan.
Yes.
Well, since that day. I mean, he made a fan out of me that day.
Yes, for sure. But don't make a mistake. Like, well, you've been to a concert, so you know. Yeah. Don't make the mistake and take your kids to a Kid Rock concert.
I wouldn't recommend it. You can bring your kids to my concert, though. We keep it clean at my concert. I remember 10 minutes into the concert, he pulls out a bottle of Jack Daniels. Now, I don't know if it was a prop bottle. It may have been a prop bottle. But he pulls out a bottle of Jack Daniels. Well, he chugged the whole thing. I just don't see anybody.
Oh, that might have been. Yeah.
I mean, he cracked the bottle and then chugged. I mean, it was a fifth. And he chugged it. Like, chugged it. It was gone in like 10 seconds. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. But it was cool for the share, and the crowd. Of course, the crowd went nuts.
Yeah, that's a crowd pleaser. Yeah, there might have been tea in there or something.
I would say like some tea or something like that. You know, you never know.
Wow,
it's show business.
Yeah, for sure. What do you do at your shows to get the crowds going?
I've thought about learning how to do the thing like Kiss used to do with the fire.
Yeah,
No,
that would work.
I'm just messing with you. I have thought about it. I was like, I wonder how people would respond if I,
Paint
on
your
a
face
Friday
in it
night
too.
went.
Yeah,
But that's really dangerous. You can catch your
yeah,
hair on fire and stuff like that.
yeah.
And I don't think any of the guys in Kiss had beards or anything like that. I worry that it might catch my beard on fire.
I don't
But
think so because they have the whole face paint going too. So.
yeah, so I think
Yeah.
they're probably good. But no, I like to come out with a really fast song and you bust them right off the bat. And I also, my theory has always been more so of an entertainer. Like I love being called an artist. If people want to call me an artist, that's awesome. I love that title, but I love the title entertainer more. I love making people happy with my music. I think that's the reason why God put me on this earth, was to bring joy to people, was to take them away from their troubles of their everyday life for just a little bit, make them forget everything for just a little bit. That's my job when I go on stage. And I take time to talk to people. There's a lot about artists who won't talk. They don't
Yeah.
they don't engage with the crowd. And prime example is the only time I've ever seen Garth Brooks in concert was in Charleston, South Carolina. It was on his comeback tour. I didn't see Garth back in the 90s. I was just a kid. But
Yeah.
he was on that comeback tour that he did. And we went to Charleston to see him. And halfway through the show, the band took a break and it was just him in a stadium. It was just him. And an acoustic guitar. And he literally had the spotlight crew, shine the spotlight around to find people holding up signs that had requests on them. And he played requests in a stadium for about 20 minutes. For about 20 minutes. And most of them were original songs. They were songs that people wanted to hear that weren't necessarily big Garth hits, like Alabama Clay was one. So he played Alabama Clay, which was way off of his first album. And it was never a big hit. I think it might have been a single, but it wasn't a big hit. And he played Alabama Clay for that lady. And it just like that's what people really need to connect with you is, and so that's how I get the crowd into it. I talk to them, I make jokes with them. That always really has done me really right over the years. Yeah. Being personable.
That connects.
You have to be. You got to be. I always laugh and joke. The music, the recording, the writing, that's the hard part for me. The easy part is the shaking people's hands and signing autographs and taking pictures and being kind to people. That's the easy part for me. That's the part I love. That's what I live for, is making people feel good about themselves.
Yeah. I agree. You have to make that connection with the audience somehow, whether you're playing somewhere where there's 10 people, 20 people, or like you said, in a stadium with 50,000.
There was probably 20,000 people in there, and he was singing to one lady. And it was so cool. It was so cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what music is all about for the fans anyway, is the connection with that entertainer, that singer, that entertainer, because you want to feel like they're singing to you.
Yes.
I mean, I do anyway. So I feel like that's what everybody wants, is
absolutely.
We've all paid good money to be at a show.
Yeah.
And
even if you're just playing in a bar and somebody's walking in, like people will walk into a bar, and especially at somewhere like AJ's, every Saturday, they'll walk in and I'll go, "Hey, come on in." And you can see their face light up.
Yep.
They can see them they're excited now. And they go get a drink, and then they come up and request songs. And you do that, and not everybody's super friendly. It bites me in the butt sometimes. Sometimes people are kind of like, "Oh, who's this guy talking to me randomly?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'll leave that person alone for a little bit." But 9 times out of 10, that person will always respond positively. It's almost like they're waiting on you to engage them because of where you're standing. You're on the stage with the mics and the light on you.
Yep.
And when you engage that person, they're waiting on you to go start that conversation. Absolutely. And I don't mind. I'll start it 10 out of 10 times. I'll always be the one that goes, "Hey, what do you want to hear?" And that's another thing that's worked out good for me.
Ask
I'll
them the
just
question.
point blank ask them. I'll go, what do you want to hear? What song do you want to hear? What song did you come to Nashville to hear?
Yeah.
And they'll go, George Strait or Garth Brooks or Alan Jackson or whatever.
Yeah.
And if I know it, I'll do it, you know. If they put some money in my jar, that's great. If not, they needed it for something. They needed it more than I did. Making somebody happy is worth it to me. So
Yeah.
hopefully when I get up to the pearly gates, there'll be some little note written in the Lamb's Book of Life that, hey, you played the chair for this guy and he was breaking up with his girlfriend and he was really sad and you helped him cheer up.
Yep.
Hopefully there'll be something like that written in it. So
I've said it so many times, and it's part of my mission statement, my mantra, my everything to this show is music is healing.
yeah,
And when
it is.
you make that connection with someone in the audience and you play a song that they make a connection to, whether, you know, it brings some sort of memory in their head or some sort of connection in their head, some sort of healing going on,
Yeah.
then you've made a fan out of that person from that moment forward.
Yes.
And they're going to remember your name, they're going to remember your music, and they're going to tell somebody about it. And you don't know what triggering effect that's going to take
You don't.
from that point
You
forward.
don't at all.
You
There was a
have
song.
no idea who they know or who their friend knows or just what difference that's going to make in their life. Because, like I said, you don't know what's going on in their life. You could have made the difference right then and there. You know, they maybe, now I'm getting really deep right here, but
That's all right.
who's
That's
to
all
say
right.
that they weren't contemplating suicide that night, but they walked in that bar to have a drink first, and just by you playing a song,
Yeah.
you turned their life around.
I hope that I've had that kind of impact on somebody's life. I hesitate to say that I have.
It's
But
likely.
I hope that I have.
Music has that effect on people, though.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Music can save your life for sure.
Yeah.
I have had, like, I put out a song called Horses in Heaven. The song was not originally, I mentioned him a little bit before, my buddy Andrew. He passed away a couple years ago. Great musician, one of my best friends in the whole world. One of the best friends I've ever had. And I wrote this song called Horses in Heaven with a couple of my buddies. And the song was not originally about him. It wasn't written, I have to be honest with people and say, it wasn't originally written about him. But every time I would sing the song live, I would think about him. His face would be the face I would think about in my head. And I said, you know, this is his song. This has got to be his song, you know? And so I talk about it when I play it live. And I've had several people come up to me and say, you know, that song reminds me of my dad. That song reminds me of my mom. That song reminds me of my brother. I lost him last year. And you know, that kind of story that those people tell, that's why I do it. I mean, that's what keeps me going. Because I sure ain't in it for the money. You know what I mean? There ain't no money in it most of the time.
Yeah.
I do it because I love it, and I do it because I want to make people happy.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm with you.
Oh, yeah. It truly makes a difference. Truly makes a difference. I'm a firm believer in that anyway, I think. So you are 2026. I mean, we're just starting out this year, but you are putting together a tour, hopefully.
Trying to get out on the road. Yeah, that's what they keep talking about. You know, nothing's in stone yet, but if all goes the way I'm praying and hoping, I'll be out on the road a lot this year.
Awesome.
Be doing a lot different, you know, and it's been a long time coming. I've been paying the dues and playing the honky tonks for a long time. I'm ready. I'm as ready for this as I'll ever be, and I'm excited for this next step. I'm excited for this journey, and I'm ready to hit it full on, like I do everything. So
Yeah. Well, you've got
running head first in.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. And I mean, dream big, plan big, and big things will come your way. And speaking of big, you got a big show coming up in February.
I do. It's my first headlining slot at the Dusty Armadillo in Rootstown, Ohio. I'm super excited for it. It's going to be me and a buddy of mine named Carissa Ella. We're co-headlining the show. And it is just, I got a feeling it's going to be absolutely slam-packed. So I'm excited. I'm excited. The Dusty's been really good to me over the years. They've done right by me. So the owner of the place called me up and asked me if I wanted to do a headline spot, and I said, "Man, I'm there with bells on." So
Awesome.
looking forward to that. Yep, looking
I was
forward
going
to
to
it.
ask you if you had played there before, so you have played there
I
before.
have. I've done a couple of openers for them. I've played some acoustic shows. They've got a big patio that they have like parties, big parties out in the parking lot. They've got like a big area where they have, and I've done a bunch of those parties. And finally, they said, "Yeah, why don't you come down here and headline one of these shows?" So
So is this the first time you've headlined a show there?
this will be the first headlining show that I've done like this.
There.
Yes. So it is a momentous occasion for me.
Yeah.
It's the first headlining spot I've done like this. So I'm excited about it. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah. And I've got a
February
great band. I've got a great band. It's February 21st, and I've got a great band. We're going to go down there and we're going to rock it, man.
Awesome. Okay, so if people want to go and see that show, they can buy tickets or just show up. And how does that
Yeah,
work?
you can buy tickets at the Dusty. Well, you can pay at the door for sure. You can buy tickets at the website for Dusty Armadillo, and you can buy tickets at my website. You can find the tickets all over the place, and they do have tickets at the door as well. So if you happen to be in North Carolina, but you're from Ohio and you're just vacationing and you're going to go back, come on up there and see the show. Or if you happen to be watching this show and you live near Ohio, and I've had people from like Indiana and Michigan and Pennsylvania message me and say it's a far drive, but we're going to be there. So it's really, I have a feeling I'm going to see a lot of people from all over the Midwest that I haven't seen in a long time, all in one place. So it's pretty cool.
Didn't you say your wife is from Ohio?
She sure is. She is from near Akron. She's from a town called Greene. And her mom's family is from a town called Mogador, which is like a little tiny map dot town. And it's a great town though. It really is. It's that Friday night football town. Everybody knows
Oh,
everybody.
yeah.
You know, it's really cool. Friday night football town sounds like a title of a song. Let me write that down really fast.
It does. It absolutely
Friday
does.
night football town sounds like a title of a song, does it not?
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yes,
My
jot that
songwriter-
down.
my songwriter brain is always going 24/7.
Right? Yes, it does. And that makes my interview question brain is always going.
Yeah.
That makes me think, like, just how that just happened. So have
Yeah.
you always got like your notes on your phone turned on or a notepad with you or something?
Yeah.
So when stuff like that happens right there, you just jot it down. And then how does that songwriting process work then? When we get done here, are you going to sit down and like go with that title and start writing or?
No. Well, so I am very organized about it. I have, for all you budding songwriters out there, you can, if you don't do this, I would suggest doing it because it's really helped me. I have a couple folders, really 3 primary folders, but I have song ideas. So anytime I have an idea, whether it's a melody, something I'm playing, or something that's cool melodically that I'll be playing, I was like, oh, that could be a cool song. Or it usually happens in conversation the way it just did with us. It's usually something colloquial. We'll be talking, and either me or you or say something, I'll go, man, that sounds like a song. So I'll write that down, and so I've got that song ideas folder. And then I've got, when I write the song, when the song is finished, I have another folder that's called written songs, and it will go from song ideas and move into written songs. And then I will usually make what's called a work tape. In the songwriting community, a work tape is just basically, back in the day, it was literally a tape. It was like a tape recorder machine.
Mm-hmm.
And you would hit record and you would play the song into the tape recorder so you could have kind of a rough idea of what the song sounded like.
Right.
The melody, the lyrics. And then you would take that to a producer and they would listen to it and do pre-pro, and then they would make a record. You would either make a demo or you would make a full-blown master. And master is just code word for the recording. The main recording of the song. Like when you go and listen to the radio, those recordings are called master recordings. All right. And then I've got a work tape file. So when I'll make a work tape, now you can make work tapes on your phone. And I make a work tape and I put it from my notes into my work tape folder. And then I have a folder for masters. I have a recording for mixes. When we get into the production of a song, I have folders where I put all that stuff too. But those 3 main folders are like, that's the birth of the song. So it's really cool. It's it's a good system that works for me. It keeps me organized. Because I mean, I write so many songs nowadays, and I mean, it's just hard to keep up with. If you don't stay on the organizing of the songs, they'll get lost in the mix and stuff. It's hard to keep up with all of them sometimes.
I like that though. Well, you're gonna have to let me know how this Friday Night Lights town.
Friday night football town. Friday night lights football. I mean, all of that sounds good.
Yeah,
But
that.
no, I like to co-write. So I'll probably throw this idea out at some co-writers next time I'm in a room. I'll probably say, "Hey, what do you think about this one?" And sometimes people bite. Sometimes the title has to hit the right room. Sometimes I've had songs that I've written with people, or I've had ideas that I've thrown out 10 times at 10 different writes and nobody will bite. And then you'll get that one group and they're like, "I love that." And then you'll end up writing that song. So it's all about timing.
Well, I live in a Friday Night Light football town, so just saying.
I've always wanted to write a small town song. I've always, I think that might be the title. So
I know. That sounds really cool. Pretty cool. I like that idea. All right. Well, I'm going to let you close this show out with another song of your choosing.
all right.
Let us
Let's
know
see.
what's on your brain for this one.
My manager told me I had to play something that was already recorded. How about I had talked about "She Don't Break It" a little bit ago? How about that one?
Yeah, that I was actually getting ready to say that.
I wrote this one with Terry
Great minds
McBride.
think alike.
I wrote Terry McBride, "Ride the Ride," and those of you that might not know Terry wrote a bunch of hits for Brooks and Dunn. He wrote "Play Something Country." He wrote "Cowgirls Don't Cry." He's written a bunch of George Strait songs. He's a phenomenal writer, great guy. He's been kind of a mentor to me, and so we wrote this one with Brandon Hood, who's producing this album. He produced this record. So it goes like this. It's called "She Don't Break It." It goes like this. She don't break it like she used to. Her don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, the pain don't hang on all night long. Well, I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and broken in two, but the soul heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. I don't stay up when I go to sleep at night. When that sad song comes on, my heart don't even mind. 'Cause she don't break it like she used to. Her don't hurt me quite as strong. After all the hell it's been through, the pain don't hang on all night long. Well, I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and broken in two, but the soul heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. This old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Love it. All right.
Thanks,
Trey, tell our listeners where they can find your music, where they can go and listen to you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so Trey Callaway on Spotify and Trey Callaway Music on all of my social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. It's Trey Callaway Music on all those. My website is called TreyCallawayMusic.com, and you can find all my dates there, links to all my music and videos and all that sort of stuff there. And of course, YouTube, if you want to watch some of my music videos. I've been fortunate enough to make a bunch of music videos. You can go watch them all on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, please check it out. I would very much appreciate that.
And I will have those links for y'all below. So make sure that y'all go give him a follow. And of course, if you're not following Route 66 yet, make sure that you give us a follow. Thank you for listening. keep supporting independent artists and the crews behind the scenes that keep them going, the makers, the architects, as I call them, the other side. But this is Route 66 Talkin Tunes. As I said, if you're not already following us, make sure that you do that. Give us a follow on Spotify so you don't miss a single episode. Remember, be kind to each other and keep it country. Trey, thank you for joining me. Thank you for kicking off 2026 in this first episode of Talkin Tunes. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Stacey, for having me. Can't wait to do it again. I'll see you soon, okay?
All right, we sure will. You guys have a great day and happy 2020.
Bye, y'all.